Hi, everybody. Stan Gravois in with you tonight for Bayou Time Sports. And the Mannings came, and now they are gone. They actually had a great camp over at Thibodeau. And I do want to pass this on to you. Before I even get any further, and I want to remind you of this. If you want to see tons of footage with some of the best collegiate and professional quarterbacks in the United States of America, go to the website for HTV Sports. That's htv10.tv. And we have a link on there for sports, and Martin took over the sports on Friday night. Actually, I was out of town on vacation, and he went over to the Manning Passing Academy and got tons of great interviews with, like I said, some of the best quarterbacks. Andrew Luck. You know, you just doesn't get any better when you get to sit down with guys like Andrew Luck and the Mannings and everything that goes on with that camp. And Martin did just that, along with Mike Detillier chipping in there. And Mike is always good to us and helps out. So, again, HTV10.tv has some great footage from that. Just click on the sports segment there, as there we go. Jason has it up and running, and that's actually the intro to the show. You will see everything that went on in that camp except for one thing, and we actually have that one thing for you today because all of this happened actually after Friday, and that would be the Air It Out session sponsored by Iberia Bank. It's an occasion where the best quarterbacks get out there and they kind of put on a display. It's more of an exhibition, but they've actually made it a competition, and Wheaties is behind that. Wheaties came in and made it a challenge. Look at the people in John L. Guidry Stadium. I'm sure Coach Charlie Stubbs would love for all of those to come out to his ball games. That is Greg McElroy, who plays with the New York Jets. He was at the camp last year as a member of the Alabama Crimson Tide, and of course the Mannings, who run the camp. And they pretty much do a skills competition. That guy you just saw was Ja'Cory Harris. He's a quarterback of the Hurricanes of Miami, good quarterback. That is Bo Hebert. Bo. If a lot of you don't recognize Bo, he is the son of course, Bobby Hebert. And he is playing at Nicholls State University. And there is Jordan Jefferson of LSU, starter for LSU this year. Big expectations for LSU. Unfortunately, as we are showing these guys, they were not the winners of the Wheaties competition. We'll get to that in just a second. That's Landry Jones. Landry Jones is a really good quarterback at Oklahoma. And there is Andrew Luck. Would have been the first-round draft choice this past year, but he decided to stay over at Stanford, and he's looking to have a great year. Keelan Moore, this guy played at Boise State, and he can play. As you can tell by his blue and orange on his pants with the blue shoes, Keelan has been leading Boise State for the last few years. Now, this is a guy you don't recognize. His name is Kalia Winner. He plays at Harvard, folks. Yep, that is a quarterback of Harvard University, and he won the skills competition. That's really interesting. Harvard not known for their football team, obviously, known for a lot of other things, but, obviously a very, very intellectual young man. Those are all the quarterbacks from around the country that participated in that thing. So a great afternoon of watching football. Best quarterbacks on the collegiate level, a few from the professional level. Professional quarterbacks did not compete in this. So don't, get into a thing where you're wondering how the Mannings did against some of these people. They didn't. They didn't compete in the competition. But again, the winner was Kalia Winner from Harvard, and again, it was a great camp for the Manning Passing Academy over at Nicholls State. Some more camps coming up. We'll talk about that a little bit later. It's not the last football camp. There are some for some of the older kids and a great one at the beginning of next week for some of the younger kids. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But we are kind of happy about the news coming out with the labor talks of the NFL. It looks like, and this is reported by Adam Schefter over at ESPN, it looks like something might happen on July 17th. The big sticking point seems to be those first-round draft picks and the money that goes to those draft picks, along with how many years they're guaranteed money and such. So hopefully things work out with that. July 17th, as I mentioned earlier, is a big date. Also, July 21st, a big date. Things need to be resolved by then. If they are, I think we're going to see a preseason, and I think we're going to see the NFL regular season, obviously, at its full. If things drag on past July 21st, I don't think we're going to see it. As a matter of fact, if it goes up until July 21st, we may very well not see the Hall of Fame game, as they are planning to have it because they're trying to cross their T's and dot their I's. But there's a good situation where if it goes to the 21st, we may not see that, and then we'll just have to play it by ear. after that. I actually thought we were going to see a lot more NFL players at the Manning Passing Academy because of the big strike that's going on right now, but not so much. And I shouldn't call it a strike. I should call it a lockout. But again, HTV10.tv, and you can see footage from the Manning Passing Academy. Martin and them did a great job on that just the other night. Moving on in sports news, want to congratulate again, as they have been very dominant in swimming, the Cutoff Youth Center Hurricanes. They won the South Central Swim Association title again this past Saturday over at LaRose Regional Park by outdistancing the Bayouland YMCA Orcas. Final score for the Cutoff Youth Center, 4,266 points. In second place, the Bayouland YMCA, which is a team based right here in Houma. They scored 3,807 points. In third place was the Bayou Country Club Bandits. They are from Thibodaux. They scored 3,648 points. And it sounds kind of close, but actually, this is by the biggest margin that the Cutoff has won in quite some time. Usually it's been a little bit closer than that. In the fourth spot was the Bayou Black Swim team that comprises mostly the western part of Terrebonne Parish. In the fifth place, the LaRose Lasers. They were the home team hosting the big championship meet. In sixth place was the Bayou Stingrays. That is the team from South and East Terrebonne Parish. In seventh place was the Lockport Lightning, obviously out of the Lockport Raceland area. And in eighth place was the Tri-City Swim team. That is the Silver Tide, and they are from Morgan City, Berwick, and Patterson. And these kids do a wonderful job. This comprises about 1,500 kids from our area, so it's a very big event. Again, it was held over at LaRose Regional Park, and it wraps up the swim season. Again, congratulations to the Cutoff Hurricanes, as they are the champions, and they've been doing this year in and year out. So congratulations to those guys. Got to take a quick break, but we're going to come back and we're going to talk about all of these camps that are wrapping up this week. If your child was interested in a camp, they got about a week left to go through it, because I don't know where the summer went, but it's gone. We're just about to hit school again. We'll run down all of the camps and even tell you a little bit about if your child, and when I say child, I'd imagine they'd have to be a little bit older in age, if they're interested in roller derby. We'll go through all of that when we get back after these messages.